Alright everybody, back home now. Doing a wrap-up video here from the finds from my field trip where I did some field testing of the new soon-to-be released Makro multi-Kruzer. Do keep in mind that I'm using a test version of the machine, so it's not the complete product. And I'm sure for 100% that Makro will make improvements and tweaks on the finished product as they're continuously improving their products. They've been great actually at listening to their customer feedback and incorporating things that we find to be useful in the field. So at any rate, this is not a product endorsement. Your mileage may vary, so hopefully if you do decide to test one out, you will enjoy it as much as I have found it to be a good machine. So it's been excellent at sifting through iron. I did feel at the two different sites that I worked it on this video that I was not missing any targets at all. It was really a very confident boosting machine, and I have had other detectors at that site that were not confident. Okay, so these are the basic finds. This is a site that I found the seated dime from, and it turned out to be an 1865 San Francisco mint seated dime. It looks like it's in pretty good condition. I would probably give it a good VG rating, VG 30 on there, so that's exciting. It's a pretty good date. If it had been a plain, it would have been a little bit better, but at any rate, I am not complaining because where I pulled that seated dime out had been heavily hit in the past and full of iron and shotgun shells and bullet casings and other interesting things to noodle through, so it did a great job of plucking that out of there. So I'll just quickly go through this so you can see all the different bullet shells right here. I mean, there's just tons of those, no shortage. Shotgun butts, dig your shotgun butts. I mean, $5 gold pieces come right in that range, I can tell you that. So we've got, this is some like kind of work lead, kind of an ingot. I guess they used lead for everything back then. They came in this kind of form and then they'd melt them off to, I don't know, make bullets or seal things up or make whatever. This thing's made out of lead. I don't know what it is, some kind of a spiky looking thing here. So boy, that was a great signal. That was a good signal. So we've got some pistol balls here, a couple fired ones here. I think that's a old Colt conical pistol. Not sure what this is here. Some kind of like little, almost looks like a lock plate, but not quite. And then we got some old rimfire shells there. So those are always good age indicators. Wherever you're finding those, definitely could be a good place to find old coins. All right, I'll get a wrap up on the second site here in a moment. Okay, I'm continuing on my trip wrap up from field testing the Makro Kruzer. This is from the main site that I worked on there. This is 2 days worth of hunting. I would say the first day I hunted there for about, let's see, maybe about 4 hours. And the second day I hunted there for about maybe 6 or 7 hours. So, and this is the site where I found the Spanish silver 2 real. So pretty excited about that, and we'll show that coins at the end here. So anyway, let's go through the finds here. Boy, I found a lot of stuff here. So this is a fun place. I enjoy this place. My hunting partner doesn't want to hunt here anymore. He thinks it's hunted out. I'll let you decide. The multi-Kruzer did awesome there. I mean, that machine's a confidence builder. You do not feel like you're missing any targets when you go through these areas. Whereas I have had other high-end machines out there and certainly felt like I was missing targets compared to my hunt partner's fine totals. So, but at any rate, let's go through. There's some pretty cool things in here. So we'll start up here at the top. We've got our collection of bullet shells here of all kinds, shapes, sizes, shotgun butts. People dig those shotgun butts. I know they suck, but I dug a gold coin, my very first one, in December of last year, and it came right in the same kind of signal as a shotgun butt. However, it was a very solid, never even wavered one target ID number, and was a pure signal, but once in a while you get these shotgun butts in the right position and they sound really nice too. So, so here's something interesting. These pieces here, this is an old, site, as you heard me say, Spanish trail, Spanish site, and of course wherever the Spanish were, so were the Indians. And these pieces are just littered everywhere on top of the ground. So, and I don't know if it's Spanish pottery. I don't know if it's Indian pottery. I'm not that well versed in West Coast Indian pottery, but it very well could be. Indian pottery is my guess. So, pretty cool. Eyeball find an old bottle top just sitting on top of the ground. I think that looks to be somewhat old, although not as old as the site for sure. So not a lot of modern trash, which is nice. You can see there's some, even the pull tabs tend to be the older style. There's one of the new ones, and these are all the older ones. This lid, that's kind of cool. It's upside down, but you find a lot of these kind of lids in ghost towns, so it's a little bit later, probably I'm going to say 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s type era. This was a cool find. Neat old skeleton key there. So love that. That's awesome. And this was kind of a fun find. This is something I know you guys on the East Coast get, these old pewter spoons. So, and in the video, I did find the maker. I put that information in there. So, but yeah, that's pretty cool. So, these gears were kind of neat finds. This particular one here, when you look at it up close, boy, you can see it's hand finished. You can see file marks. I don't know if it's going to show in the video that well or not. I'm assuming it probably went to a clock or something. I don't know. But I would say this is like early Industrial Revolution. I mean, it could be handmade, but I think it's probably Industrial Revolution. But definitely early part, you can see where there's all the hand filing and tooling on there to finish it off. So that's kind of a neat part. You've got your obligatory harmonica reed. I'm not sure what this is. I'm wondering if it wasn't a heel plate or something. It's about the right size. I did find one debuckle in there. It looks like the pin is all iron and all rotted off there, corroded. Looks like I got one or more pocket knives here. And this thing here, that's a neat little find. I'm not sure what it is 100%. It looks like it was part of some kind of a reeded instrument. But, it only had 2 reeds in there. So I'm thinking maybe it was a whistle. But if you know, let me know. I'm not really sure on that one. So this was neat. This is a Spanish mission little Indian trade trinket. So the mission Spanish people that were out here on the West Coast, they would trade these trinket items with the Indians, and you find these at these early Spanish mission period sites. So this particular site was not a mission at all. It was just an outpost site way out in the middle of nowhere that's pretty much just forgotten to history, to be honest. Hardly anybody even knows this place exists. Okay, this is cool. Love this. Some kind of probably a lady's sash buckle here. Little flowers and fancy on there. Still can see at the top there, it actually still has a little bit of gold gilt on there. So it was a little bit bent up. I kind of straightened it out a little bit, but I didn't want to go any further and break it. So, but anyway, love those kind of finds. So here we've got some nice, some bullets, musket balls, buckyballs, other miscellaneous lead. There's a 3-ringer kind of bullet here. Looks like it had been fired or something happened here. So, but at any rate, that's old. Big piece of lead, that's for sure. So we got a civilian flower button here. It's an early 2-piece button. I like this. This is pretty neat, pretty fancy little suspender buckle here. So maybe ladies, it's a small size here, so I'm assuming that's probably a little lady suspender buckle. Now this, I thought was a rim fire or something, but when I cleaned up my finds and looked at it, it's actually a thimble. That's an old thimble for here, I would say that's pretty old. So it's definitely seen better days. I wish it wasn't all beat to heck, but you know, it is what it is. So we got two nice eagle buttons here. We call these a chicken eagle buttons. I think these actually predate the Civil War a little bit. Seems like the general service buttons from the Civil War, the eagles look a little more eagle-like. But you can see even these two are a little bit different. Looking at the wings, the one on the left and the right, definitely the wings are a little different, and the design's a little bit different. So maybe I'll look at the back marks on there. We can figure out the dates. So these were just eyeball finds. You can see a little tiny bit of a doll head there, glass button, and I'm not sure what this is. It's looks like it's glass. So maybe it was a lid to something, part of a lid, a finial, something to that effect. Let's see here. So we've got some iron buttons, like probably suspender, Levi style. This little piece here, the flower decoration or whatnot, is kind of neat. I'm not sure what it is. It's kind of got this neat, fancy engraved design on it. And on the back, it's got a patent date on there. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Okay, horse tack rivets. Seem to get those everywhere. Not sure what this thing is. Piece of zinc over here. Then over here, not sure what this is. Just some miscellaneous stuff. And let's see, that white piece is actually a piece of glass. And that's pretty much it, except this. This is pretty cool. So I had no idea what this is. Boy, it was a beautiful signal. You can see in the bottom, it's got the number 10 on there. So come to find out, I posted this on the Dan Kowalski forum, metal detecting forum, and a couple of the forum members on there very quickly were able to figure out that this is actually a shotgun puller. So it clips on the end of a shotgun butt, just like that. So you can apparently conveniently pull your shotgun butt out of your shotgun. So it's brass. It looks like it may have been nickel plated at one time, because it does have some remnants of silvering on there, but it's definitely brass. So that's kind of cool. Never even knew such a thing existed. So kind of a neat find there, and had no clue what it was when I got it. So that's pretty much it. There's a lot of digging, obviously. Like I said, you know, I'm not trying to sell you a Makro multi-cruiser, but for the types of sites that I detect, it's been an awesome machine. This place here, my hunt partner doesn't even want to hunt here anymore. He thinks it's hunted out. So I'll let you make up your mind here. You can see quite a few targets here, and to me that doesn't look too hunted out, but you know, we've both been there many times, and this trip here, the multi-cruiser delivered on the goods, and a lot of these I was really surprised where they came out of, because they were spots that I know for a fact I've hit really hard, like the same little tiny area, and have found stuff in the past but thought I got it all. And then you get things like, you know, skeleton keys, right? Or the eagle buttons like I show in the video. I can't even believe that one of the eagle button was still right there, because I know I'd scoured that area before because I'd found other things there. So so definitely want to go back to this site when I get the opportunity. I feel that there's definitely more stuff. It's a big site to explore, and it's a great experience and great adventure touching the earliest California history. All right, back at you in the next wrap up here when we look at the coins. All right, everyone, finishing the wrap up here, and here's the grand finale, the coins. So first we'll start off with the seated dime. So cleaned up all right. It's got a full Liberty and everything, but it's not, it looks like it's been abused a little bit, but hey, you know, it was a rough time back then, especially where these guys were living. So, but overall, I'd say it's not too bad a shape. So, San Francisco mint mark, and it's 1865. So sweet, and that's out of a spot that's been worked really, really hard. So for me, even though the seated dime actually has some value, it's a decent date and everything, this is more exciting to me. I mean, that's an oldie right there. 1794. There's King Carlos on there. King Carlos the fourth, I guess. So, although I would have thought it'd be Roman numeral IV. You can see the edge of the coin kind of got dinged by something. Kind of got a little bit tacoed there. There's the back. Love that. You know, whole Spanish real thing there going on. So, not an easy coin to find in the United States, let alone in California. So, but at any rate, there it is. The grand finale on the wrap up. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave any comments, questions, and please don't steal my video like the jackass in Italy did. Not welcome. Thank you.